Well, it's like Christmas again. Look, Fragile. CO. Ooh, Colchester postcode. Well, that one's going to be from China. Looks like two for the price of one. So if you remember a few videos back, I had some Yeoman PGA wagons, which same as this but different logo. They had these little brake wheels missing. There's a number of wagons that have similar details, and sometimes they get broken off or missing, or in the simplicity of moulding they've negated to even put them on, so you could drill a hole and add them for a little bit of realism. And if you notice, a lot of my American wagons, they tend to have a brake wheel on the back of the wagon, and sometimes they've got missing. Again, they're an easy target for falling off. So perchance I was going through and just happened to see Peter Spears sold these for £1. £1 for one little plastic moulded wheel. I can't find them on his site now, so maybe someone succumbed and purchased the remaining stock. But then obviously there's the £2.50 basic postage charge, or £3.50. I think some people ache at some of his postal charges on eBay. So to get that wheel is going to cost you £3.50. What if I told you could get 100 for less money? 100 wheels that you could use for detailing brake details, using them on industrial pipe work for valves. Oh, you'd have to go and resin print them. No. How about that? Can't even get my finger in the shop. It's even got a little bit on the back. Oops. Here we can get it alongside. It is slightly larger, but if you're replacing one, who's going to realise? There's also the other side of that, which clips to the back if you want to. So you get one with a pip and one without, because they are the little clothing poppets. So I got those, and I wasn't sure whether they would be out of scale, wrong size, too big, too small. So I ordered an even smaller pack. I think these are 4mm. So again, these I suppose you could use on N gauge, or like I said, industrial pipework, valves and things. This little pack was £2.88 for 50 pieces. So actually, obviously, you've got two halves, so I presume that's 100 fittings. And these are the 7mm ones, and they're £2.86, so it's actually cheaper, and there's more plastic. That's to the door. The super cheap way of adding brake detail to your wagons that should be there but never was, or if you happen to buy or break them, a cheap and easy fix. £3. Well, less than £3. Oh, I think I paid too much for these really, but then it was eBay, so what do you expect? They have got the handrails missing off of the backs of them, but then various versions of the PGA did have different modifications to them. But another couple of these, they're not the ones I was just on about that are minus the brake wheel, but you can see there's a slight difference. That's the Lima one, and that's the Hornby one. But obviously they do the same job. I think there's everything there, bar the safety handrail. They're the ones I would really like to get hold of, but they don't seem to appear very often. I've only managed to get two. But that's well, they're not called that now, but they are the company near me. But they run a sand train on a 66 sometimes, or a 57 you pressed into service. But they don't use these now, obviously. But yeah, back in the day on modelling, that was the livery and logo. But they don't turn up very often, unfortunately. Always the way, and the one you want is the hardest one to find. And the Redland ones I'm after as well, which they seem to be the next rarest, sod's law. These aren't too bad. I'm hoping we've got some more containers in here. Well, I was right. I know I said in that last video I had some containers. It weren't quite a container yard. I think I'll get in there now. They are all HO though, so they're for my American well wagons and so yeah, bit of a mix. Let's have a look. So we got a few more. I think these are the 50 footers or 55. I can't remember what they are now. That's a 40 on top, so you can see the additional section that they added to them. Only got one Norfolk and 7 now, unfortunately. They're about £10 on their own, if not more. And the Wolfers ones over here are even more money if you can find someone that stocks them. And that's the 40 footers. I think there was someone advertising 3 and they were about £40. It was, getting towards $50 for 3. And these work out about £2.30 each. And there's 2 Lima ones there as well, I think. Going by the old William Donald Aberdeen Angus. I think that was an old logo that used to be on them, which they were basically HO as well. Only a 30-foot container. But I have got some of theirs, so I might get rid of them, I might keep them. The doors do open on one of them, so I might be able to do a little scene with like a lock-up store using some old bodies, a storage yard or something, or you know, scrap vehicles, keeping the engine things. So yeah, I was quite pleased with them. It was a chunk of money to shell out in one go for these, but that does mean I haven't got to look for any more HO containers. I have enough containers to go on enough wagons. Might even have an excuse to buy some more wagons. You never know. Well, the mailman's been again, and I got a couple of bits off one seller on eBay. I gave him an offer of £3, I think it was, or £2, I can't remember now, for a Haygates flower. If you follow my theme on the suggestions and ideas of what I might introduce on the layout, a Haygates flower is in down a market near me. So, excuse me. So the oldie worldy sort of 1930s 40s era. I've already managed to find one of these little trucks, so a couple of these little trucks in a diorama where the processing plant would be. So I thought I'd grab one of those while it was a reasonable price, although obviously postage on top. I had one this as well, which was a bargain, £2.99, no one bid on it. It is Heath Electron, is it Heathcote Electronics? I can't remember now off the top of my head. Servo controller. It was advertised as a dual, but this is the single one. I think these are about 15 odd pounds, I think. I've been looking for these for quite a while. I couldn't find out who made them. I'd seen them on Graham Falston's Lakeside, using a couple of them to control his lift, I think, and he's just got some more to do his automation of his lock gates and things that he's going to be working on. And I've got a couple of other items, electronic boxes that will do servo controls, but I just wanted something easier than messing around with an Arduino or something like that, where you can just program a servo to do an operation. It can operate a signal or a gate or whatever. So for that sort of money, it was too good to be missed at a couple of quid. That's probably the best bargain of the lot. But with the winners, you have some losers. This was advertised. There's most of these are HO. There's a couple, 3 more over there. They were advertised at some parts missing, which normally you assume probably a coupling hook or a buffer's broken off. All of the photographs showed this tanker side on, and another photograph showed the tops of these. So it was a bit of a gamble, and it didn't pay off. I could see that the ladders were missing on this, but not the walkway along the top. There is a couple of broken buffers as well, but they're easy enough to fix. But the walkway, yeah, so that's a bit of a loser because I paid like nearly 26 quid for this lot with the postage. But my gamble on it also included these Lima tankers, because tankers I don't particularly want. It's the wheels, the 11.5mm oddball size wheels. I've got a few wagons that have got odd wheels on them, and the Lima ones don't sit the right height for the couplings against Hornby wagons and such like, because they use 11.5mm and Hornby use 12 and 13. And Peter Spares charge about £6 for a pair of wheels, so I only bought, you know, that was my other sort of deal breaker on going for these was, ooh, Lima, I can nick the wheels off of them. The old United Dairies milk tanker, it's the earlier Triang type with the bigger flanges. I've got a few of these already. And the later guys, and obviously there was this version branded under various things. That appears to be all intact, other than the usual little bit of broken strapping that always happens. The bonus was this wasn't advertised, this came with it. It looks like the wire's missing off of it, unless it was omitted. A little Benzol one, that's in quite good nick, probably one of the last ones. That is a UK made Hornby one. And then the good old Texaco tankers, which that and the BP one are all intact, complete with the ladder. So these are, I've just actually got a Hatton's box I'm now going to open, which has got one of these, or a shell version, in the box. So I got for a £5. There seems to be a lot of no parity with their pricing, because one minute you'll see something like this on their website for 7 quid, and then there'll be a boxed one for a £5. But I think I've got enough of these anyway. But if they're sort of dirt cheap, I still buy them with the same view to everyone else, blow them over with a bit of black paint and 2 new stickers sort of thing. But yeah, they were in quite good order. So basically I paid 20 quid for some wheels and a couple of good wagons, unfortunately, and obviously North Eastern Brakeman. I think there's millions of those around. Well, it's been a quiet week on the mail front this week so far, but today's parcel has arrived. Smells a bit fishy. Must be somewhere down on the coast. Down in dinghy diver territory, I reckon. Let's have a look. Well, it was another pack of Hornby Pylons. Ironic, when you look for them you can't find them, and then they start going silly money, but I managed to track down, as you saw in the previous episode, track down some, and then I managed to find these as well. And the same seller had some scatters as well, which I picked up. Put them all as one job lot. So yeah, they're from a big name YouTuber who resides in his loft without any pylons. And I suppose he was getting rid of this because he's got no need for this, because he's all static, isn't he? Static and PVA. So thanks Al, they arrived all safe and sound from Al in the loft. Yeah. So yeah, I purchased these. They'll be handy for stock, basically. Filling in, blending them together and mixing in, just to create a little bit of variety. And obviously for my possible power station, or certainly for a scenic background, anywhere in the country you will see somewhere there'll be pylons. So a few more of those. Well, these just arrived in the mail today. They're not too bad. They are 14cm foam trees, so they haven't got that hard nasty plastic on them. The branches do seem that you can manipulate them a little. I think they are plastic, they haven't got a wire inside them. But they are a little bit bendable. One of them's got a little bit of a squashed top from transit. The box didn't arrive too well, but unfortunately that was all that was in it. So the crush space was the crushable goods. Also got these 4 as well from the same supplier, shipped at the same time. One, for odd reasons, was packed, what was it, I think forest green, which is those, and this one's supposed to be army green. Normally it's the other way around actually. I always found the army green to be the dark one, but there you are. They'll do. And they were pretty cheap as well. For the 14cm trees, they were $2.94, and 4 of these trees, which are 12cm, were £2.50. So with the VAT and the shipping and whatnot, it was £9.88 to get them sent over. But they're not bad, as long as I can sort of blend them up, maybe bush them out a little bit more. But they have got the plastic bark, which is a bit more realistic than some of them. Obviously that shininess needs to be toned down. I mean, obviously if they're in the back scenes out of the way, it wouldn't really matter, you could use them as they are. But I shall probably mess around with them a little. But yeah, not bad for the money. It'd be nicer to have more for that money, but those days are gone, aren't they?